is Lara Richardson, and this is my story. This is literally the hardest thing I've ever done. So, when I was probably in middle school, I decided that I wanted to try to take up photography just because I've always loved artsy things. Just something about like holding a camera in my hand just kind of clicked with me. No pun intended. So I got my first camera, and it was a little Sony handheld camera, and I just seriously started taking pictures of everything. And the more I did that, the more I realized that I was actually pretty decent at it. I started saving up money, and $600 later I bought my first camera, which was a Nikon D3000. So I decided to go to Lipscomb, and was really sad because they didn't have any like photography majors. So I started in graphic design, and I took a film photography class here. The more I stayed in graphic design, the more I realized that that just really wasn't my thing. Like I couldn't see myself being a graphic designer the rest. Just everything with life right then was just really rough. So I went to Houston, Texas that summer. I can remember being in the car with my mom, calling her, saying, "Mom, I will not go back to Lipscomb." And she said, "All right, you don't have to go." So for about a month and a half, I had no idea what I was doing with my life. And a commercial for No-See came on. And I was like, you know, maybe I should look into it. And so I set up a tour, and at the end of the day, they pretty much accepted me into the school. Being at No-See has literally been the best decision of my life. I can say that for sure. It's definitely changed me and makes me a happier person. And recently, I just did a Audrey Hepburn shoot for one of my finals. Audrey Hepburn has always been like a huge inspiration to me. So I wanted to recreate old photos of Audrey Hepburn. I asked my friend Whitney to come in, and that's what we did. We just recreated photos. Anyway, so this was my first time being in the studio alone without a teacher, and like everything was on me. Like it was all my decision. So I at first was like extremely terrified and really nervous, but like I got in there and it just kind of felt like home, and like I felt like this is what I do every day. It was a really cool experience being able to do that on my own, like setting up the lights, putting on the soft boxes, and then adjusting it how I want it to be. It was also my first time working with a model on my own, and it was challenging because I had to look at the photos and then try to get her to stand the same way as Audrey, but I didn't want it to be exactly the same. It was hard, but it was also super fun. Basically, what photography is to me is kind of like an escape. When I hold like my camera in my hands, everything goes away, and the only thing I can focus on is what I'm doing.